Well, thank you guys for speaking with ComingSoon.net about this movie. I thought it was great. Had a lot of fun with it. But Stuart, I'll start with you. I thought the Brad Cage character was a really fascinating character, since he's really just a confused young man playing a superhero role based on characters he saw on TV. Yeah. Would you consider him a bad guy or just someone in dire need of a hug?
Exactly. He's just misunderstood. Isn't that right, Goose? That's what we've been saying. He's misunderstood, this guy.
We've been saying that the whole time. And we have to start a Twitter movement, Jeff. If people come out and say, yo, Brad Cage is straight up asshole, we need to unite and say, this is a young man who's clearly scarred.
Get behind me, because there's going to be a lot of hate, and he's misunderstood, the poor guy. He's bullied at school, and he's created this image of himself, and he's gone, I'm never going to be beaten up again. And that's what he does, and then he gets beaten up by,
So Goose, Rolf seems to be the one character who can't quite pick a side he wants to be on. What do you think ultimately leads to his indecision? Because he has a certain amount of loyalty to both parties, right?
Yeah, I think that person in the office, right, who knows that they probably don't pull their weight. And so as a result of not pulling your weight, you have to make sure that you keep it sweet with everybody. And in this circumstance in particular, I think you find that the pendulum is always swinging left and right. Without giving away too many spoilers, at one point in the movie, it kind of goes well for everybody and then goes absolutely terribly for everybody. So he's a guy that's trying to survive, man. Again, another scarred young man who has to deal with the throes of being a young man in 2021. And Stu, Jeff, it's hard shit, lads. It's hard shit.
I agree with you there. Stuart, Brad is actually quite effective in a fight, despite, like you said, some of his character flaws. Is he still the type of guy that you would want on a team in the event you were robbing banks or fighting zombies in this case?
I mean, he's a liability, but depending on what the heist is, I think as long as you make Brad feel like he's the alpha, feel like he's loved and important, then you'll be absolutely fine. The minute you undermine him, you don't know what you're going to get.
And so, Goose, you guys are filming on location all over Germany and the Czech Republic. How does the location of a scene impact your performance?
To be honest with you, most of my scenes took place in the front of a Mercedes Sprinter van. So for me, not massive impact. However, what is brilliant watching the movie back, and again, obviously, a lot of us get to see the movie around the same time as you guys, is it is visually a stunning movie, and you don't necessarily realize that when you're in a scene. That's not just in this project. That's across a host of projects that we work on, and you really get to see that. Wow, man, Bernie, who was our DOP, they are really putting in the work to capture some incredible scenes, and also the use of CGI, like Stu. That I won't, without giving away too much. The final scene that we shot actually ended up looking nothing like, bro. That was nothing like it looked
on the last day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like if in terms of what's capable and what people can do in post, as well as physically filming, it's pretty incredible stuff, man. I'm a geek for when people take something, we're physically in those scenes, and then when you see it on a big screen on Netflix in HD, it's crazy what they do,
Yeah. Hey, it tricked me. I thought you guys were actually there the whole time, so that's great.
Yeah.
Stuart, when we first see them, Brad and Gwendolyn's relationship is already showing cracks, and then Dieter comes in and adds another wrinkle to their issues. Ultimately, what do you think is the main cause for Brad and Gwendolyn's fractured relationship?
I think it's one of those relationships that they've both just hung out in a bit longer than they should, and they've been together for a long time, and it's comfortable, and they don't want to, she doesn't want to hurt him, but realistically they've grown apart. They're different people. They don't have the same wants, or she just doesn't love him, I think, and it's fair enough. But no, I think when Dieter comes in, those cracks really, grow. That's the sort of what sets them off. That's what sets them in motion.
All right. Hey, well, thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate you talking with me.
Thank you,
Thanks very
Jeff.
much, Jeff.